Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here, today I'm going to do a bit of a process video, less of a tutorial, more of a process video, because you can all collage of making the giant stamps, which I've coined as Fauxstage Stamps, as in Fauxtage. Sorry, I had to to think about how to spell the stage of postage. Anyway, Fauxstage Stamps. All right, it's easier to say than it is to spell. There we go. So I did start to do this kind of process as a joint live Facebook live with Brian, my best friend. However, I had a very public meltdown, and I can't even watch it back at the minute. It's still on my Facebook channel, and it's still there for all to see because I'm very transparent and honest about my autism. But I just haven't been able to bring myself to watch that bit again, and it all sparked off from a very harmless comment. But I'll talk about that as we go through anyway. So this is what we're going to make. So I thought about making one of these. Now, when I was thinking about, let's get some papers out, I was drawn to green. Now, I don't know whether it'll end up being green, but I'm going to make another giant one like this, and I'm going to do it in a kind of a green colourway. Okay, and all I've done is I've cut these out on my Cricut. So just made a bit of a template and then cut them out. So I've cut them, so I've got cut them. I sound like right dead common now, cut them. I've cut them. One has cut them so that one has a border that one can place over the top, so one gets much more of a perfect edge at the end, at the sides, if one so wishes. Anyway, that's enough of me trying to be posh. Although Brian thinks I am posh, don't know why. So here, what you'll see is it's got a very defined square line, and you don't have to do that. And in fact, I probably didn't really have to. The others, I just went with being a bit more kind of natural looking, and I actually like the organic shape of it. So we'll see what happens at the end, whether we use the border or not. So, and all I did was, it's exactly the same card. All I've done is I've kind of just like aged it down a bit. So, got my trusty spreading out card. It's my Waitrose card. It's my loyalty card. Me saying I'm not posh, I've got a Waitrose card. I don't use it. Don't shop at Waitrose. There isn't one close enough by. If there was, I'd have no money because I'd always be in there. Although not in lockdown. So when I was fishing stuff out, I kind of went for a bit of a green colourway here, and I just thought, well, if it works, it works. This stuff, by the way, is, remember when I said I'd got layers of, it's here. Layers of this, which is wallpaper that's under the stairs from when people that lived here, owners, tenants, whatever they were. I'm an owner, so I don't know whether I bought it off a landlord or whether I bought it off an individual. Anyway, I know that they were elderly, so they might have lived here for a long time, so it might have been their wallpaper. But there was like this, and then this was on top of that, and then on top of that was this, and this has been, so obviously that had some kind of pattern on it, but it was painted over. And that's the thing that they did. Blimey, the house must have been about 3 foot smaller than it is now, with all the layers of wallpaper. Because I just have paint, I don't have wallpaper. So anyway, one thing I'm just going to have to do before I start is I'm just going to have to turn my radiator, which somebody asked me what a radiator was, and I was a bit like, what? You don't know what a radiator is? But, we all live in different parts of the world, and I live in the UK, and it gets quite cold, except for tonight, when it's not cold. So I've turned the radiator down, otherwise I will turn into one big puddle. Wetter than I already am. So, yes, so I was picking out different pieces of paper and I ended up with this kind of a greenish colourway. So I don't know whether I'm going to end up using all of the green. I was drawn, obviously, clearly I was drawn to green. Oh, look, there's a bit of yellow in there. Don't know, that snuck in. Where did you come from? So anyway, I really need to use this. Christina, I love this. And I still have loads of it here, but I love it. You can see how much I've used though. It's a lot smaller than it was. Every project has got some of that on. So it's just kind of hits the right spot for me. It's that kind of fruity kind of like look, a bit like me, a bit fruity. The only thing I don't like about this is it's a bit shiny. Now, Brian said he had brought with him, well, he did yesterday, he's here again today, but he's downstairs making some tea for us both. Tea being something to eat, not drink of tea, which I did have. It's gone. And by the way, and now I sound even more posh than I used to. I can only drink tea out of either porcelain or china. It has to be a really thin lip. Now, okay, shut up, Dave. Get on with it. So, anyway, like I say, it's not a tutorial, it's a process video. And if you do that, Dave, you'll never find that card again. So, I kind of liked the having a bit of a greeny and an essence to it, but not having to be all green. Now, I think I might, in case I do want to have a more of an organic edge, I better tear the squareness off. So yeah, so yesterday I had started doing one, which was the one that you've seen, the finished one. And I was doing it on a Facebook Live, and there was me and Brian doing a live together, a joint live, which I intended then to post on my YouTube page. However, I had a bit of a public meltdown, all over just a comment, a very well-meaning comment. Somebody had said to me that they couldn't see, because I'd got the camera so far up to be able to get the two desks in. People were saying they couldn't see and the camera angle wasn't right, and I'd made the mistake. I never read comments while I'm doing a live. That's kind of my policy, as I don't read the comment while I'm actually physically doing a live. I'll do that. I'll read them later, and therefore I don't get hung up on what's being said. Otherwise, you'd end up it'd be a live of me just reading people's comments, because I'm a slow reader. So, but then I made the mistake of reading this comment, and Brian read this comment, and then he's always a big fan of, once it's done, get on with it. Don't worry about what people say. It's all opinion. But he was then, move it this way, move it that way, and it really started to get to me. And so for me, how my autism works, again, remember, I'm autistic. I'm very transparent about that. I've never once, said, that this is how autistic people work, because I'm an individual as much as they are. I will need to tear that down if I am going to use it. So I don't actually know what's under this. So anyway, I said, I was trying to move it. He was telling me to move it. And then I started to get it all in my head about, what if people don't like it? What if, and all spirals. What I was saying is it's really, for me, once I start something, I like it to be perfect. Retrospectively, if there's something been wrong with it, then I can't do anything about it. It's factual, it's gone, it's in the past. But if I can rectify it, I'll try and rectify it. So then that was all in my head about trying to rectify what people were saying. Then it started to get to me, because once I've started then changing it, change is another thing I find really hard to adapt to. I have to give myself time. Small changes, big changes, I need a certain amount of time to be able to change and adapt to that thing. So then I ended up, the people were saying that they couldn't see what Brian was doing. So then I started to feel like it was a critique about they didn't care what I was doing. It was my channel, and it's all ends up in, it's just a big thing that ends up in my head and how I feel about myself, because I am my own worst critic I realise that. I've, you know, time immemorial will tell on that. I've always been that sort of person that's kind of really hard on themselves. So anyway, it all, and it wasn't that person's fault, and it wasn't any other. So there were a couple of people that were saying the same thing, and it was nobody's fault, because I have to point out that being autistic, nobody makes me. It's circumstances that contribute to me having a bit of a meltdown. So anyway, I had a meltdown. I kind of had to step away from doing the live stream. Brian carried on, but he didn't feel comfortable about doing it, because he wanted to check on me and see how I was. So in the end, we just ended up stopping the stream. I came back into the room, but didn't feel like I could be on camera. I felt like I was being observed. I felt like all eyes would be on me to be, to have improved. And that's another thing that's in my head. That's not somebody saying that. So I just couldn't. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. So anyway, I didn't. So Brian then stopped the video, and so I'm now, I'd be very transparent and honest and upload it. However, I think that some people might take it out of context and judge me based on it, and I don't want to be in that situation. So, and I'm not suggesting it's you guys, my regulars, that would judge me about it. It's other people that don't know me that might see one, and they would take it out of context. So, sorry, just needed a drink. And you guys know, I've always been very honest with you. I've never tried to hide my autism from you. In fact, I've actually told you about my autism very publicly. But just sometimes you just don't want other people to, you guys know me, and hopefully you feel like you know me better, and you might have learnt a bit about autism, and maybe what you thought about autism I've helped you to change your opinion about that. But somebody else just seeing one standalone video might not see it like that. So I'm reluctant to upload it until such time somebody says to me, look Dave, just do it, because we'd been going for about 40 minutes before all this happened, and we were prepared to just keep going, but we were prepared to keep going and not just do an hour-long video when we first started it. But then anybody that's ever got into their own head will know exactly what I mean. So I started to really get into my own head, and it just wasn't a good place to be. And it's the one side of me. I mean, I'm not. Trust me, there's loads of things I'd like to change, but it's the real one side of me that I really don't like. I don't like the fact that I just can't stop myself from being. I go from being what I would say. I mean, like, other people will have their own opinion of me. I would say I was quite an articulate, intelligent, I've got a degree. I'm intelligent. I know that. But I think I was quite an intelligent conversationalist. I go from being this intelligent, articulate person to just being a blithering idiot, not able to talk, not able to converse when I'm having a meltdown, and yet I am trapped inside all that time. So although I'm not able to converse with you, does not mean that I have suddenly lost my ability, or my personality has suddenly been drained away. It's just I'm not able to converse at that moment in time. But it feels like, from my perspective, when it's happening to me, it feels like I'm trapped inside, like I'm trying to communicate, but it can't happen. It won't happen, I mean. So anyway, that's what happened. Nobody's fault. I will really need to point out that it's not anybody's fault. Nobody caused it. It didn't, it was just one of those circumstances. And I realised other people felt bad about it. and I accept that, you know, they felt bad, and I'm grateful for them saying they apologise. I've got nothing to apologise for. I guess some people might be looking for an apology from me, but I can't apologise for being me, and I certainly can't apologise for being autistic. And don't get me started, because I could quite easily cry about it. I don't know whether I like that. That's peeling up, and because it's vellum. I found vellum is one of the hardest things to get to stick down, and it curls up on contact with. And I don't like the whiteness in the background, so get rid of it, Dave. Don't like it, get rid of it. So anyway, I then started to put myself under a great deal of pressure to come up with a video for you guys, which didn't help me either, because then I was under pressure to create. And anybody that's ever been under pressure to create will know that as soon as like the pressure's on, the creativity goes like that. So you can't create under duress. So I was getting cross with myself because I felt like I needed to give you something, to upload something, but then the more pressure I ramped on myself, the less I was able to. So there you go. Fully honest, transparent. I've told you how I feel and what it felt like from my perspective. Sorry, there's a bit of a white edge that I've got to get rid of now, otherwise it'll do my head in. There we go, made it a bit dirty as well. A bit dirty. So, and then you see, the thing is, then I didn't feel great about myself, because then I hadn't had time with you guys. So I felt like I'd missed out. This is one of those Tiffany Co. This is the closest thing I'll get to owning anything from Tiffany Co. Just one of these they're not paint things at all, Dave. They're fragrance things. You squirt your fragrance on and you sniff it and take it home and that sort of thing, and it says Tiffany Co on it. And that's the closest I'll get to owning anything from Tiffany's. Well, you know, unless some prints on a white charger comes, or it could be a black charger, or it could be a charge card, I don't care. It could be an electric charger. Somebody comes and like whisks me off my feet, then that might be different, but I think that's less plausible than me owning anything from Tiffany and Co. So, Breakfast at Tiffany's, great movie. Anyway, so all of my explanation is kind of like just fallen out of my mouth, and I hope it's okay for me to talk to you about things. I actually see you as kind of friends, and I just think, you know, I'm telling my friends how it is, being honest with you. You know, I'm hopefully you like listening to what I say. Otherwise, well, what are you doing here, to be fair? Because anybody that knows me, I don't shut up for 2 minutes. Except for when I've had a meltdown, then you can't get any words out of me. So I have either a meltdown or I have a shutdown. So sometimes everything is like explosive and out there and wailing, and you know, I can't say I'm talking, because I'm not talking, mumbling, and it's very noisy, and I'm waving my arms around and that kind of thing. And then other times it's a shutdown, which is where I go right into myself, don't converse with anybody. And I think that's probably why it's been a challenge for me to find, like one of the people that messaged me yesterday saying about having her tribe, and I think that's why it's taken me a long time to find my tribe, because you know, I love you guys because you can't answer back. No, it's not why I love you at all, because you do answer back. You put things in the comments. But no, I love the fact that I can talk to you. I feel like I can be open with you. I feel like you don't mind if I'm open with you, and that's a great feeling to have. And I've not had that in friends. Brian, yes, obviously, I'm not taking anything away from Brian. Brian is a great friend. He's very supportive, but you sometimes need more than one, don't you? So I feel like I've got great friends in you guys, and thank you for being there. Just realised that is a different colour on the back, so I might have to use that, although I would say it's more turquoise, bluey colour. It's got more blue in it. I'm not sure whether although it's not that far off. It's quite tealy colour, actually. It's like a blue teal rather than a green teal. You know something? I made this a few weeks ago and it's still wet. How can it still be wet? Anyway, yeah, it's definitely still wet because it's tearing like a piece of wet card. How does that happen? I don't even know what I made it with. I don't think it's alcohol ink. It doesn't smell. It might be. Anyway, I'm going to put that. Might put that there. Yeah. So that's where we are. So anyway, I'm off work this week. So it's Monday, the something of February. I was going to tell you the date, but I have no idea. I just thought, when you start going into a sentence and you think, I can't finish this because I don't actually know what the heck I'm talking about. Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Monday the 22nd of February.
So it's Monday the 22nd of February. Thanks, Alexa. That was very kind of you to tell me that. So, yeah. Monday the 22nd of February. I think she said the 22nd. Blimey, memory's terrible today as well. Often the case after you've had a meltdown is I get terrible memory, and I feel exhausted, like I have run a marathon, and anybody that's ever seen me run knows that I wouldn't be capable of a marathon. I would definitely run out of steam before I finished a marathon. This has got like a linen effect on one side, so I wanted to use the side that isn't linen. The one without the linen texture on it. That's what I meant. Linen. No, still doesn't happen. I'm not even going to try that again. So anyway. Yeah, so I've got a week off. Anybody that knows, anybody that's been watching me anyway, will know that I work terribly hard in my job. I've been doing a lot of overtime consistently over the last 11 months, during the lockdown thing, trying to support others do their jobs, etc. And it's just got too much. In fact, I nearly had a bit of a breakdown, like not just a meltdown, I mean a breakdown, a few days ago, and I just said to my boss, look, I need to take some time off. I had got some holiday booked, but it wasn't until the end of March, don't think. But I said, look, I'm going to have it sooner rather than later, otherwise I won't be here. I'll have snapped and bitten somebody's head off or worse. So anyway, I had to have some time off, so I'm having a week off, and I did say to my boss, I am not answering the phone. If you call me, you have to leave a message. So I normally answer the phone and then I end up getting involved in work and end up going back in. So I end up being off on leave but still in work. So decided no, enough's enough. And I can't go anywhere. We're still in lockdown, and that's just going to be the way it is. That's the way it is for everybody. But I think it's important that you take some time out for yourself. And what do I like to do? Well, I like to craft. Although today I have enjoyed having a bit of a lie-in and not having an agenda and not having to go anywhere or do anything or meet anyone or collect anything or take anything back, or just not going anywhere. And although I've got a ton of stuff to do, it's just not happening today. So tomorrow be a trip to B&Q DIY store and getting what I need to be able to do the things that I need to do. Today I have lay in bed. I had a lie in. I took the dog out and then went back to bed, basically, because it's not fair. I can't say to the dog, you know, cross your legs. So I had a bit of a lie in. I went back to bed. So yeah, I had a bit of a lie in. Got up, took the dog out, went back to bed for a bit. Got up, had a lazy day, had some breakfast, nothing really much. Watched a few videos, caught up with, well, not caught up, but watched quite a few of Roxy Creations stuff. Who, exciting news! She, I don't know whether I've told you, but like she replied to my comment. So, and she said she was going to watch my video that referenced her. So I don't know whether she has or not. She hasn't. As far as I'm aware, she hasn't made a comment. So she said she would, but you know, I get that she's a busy lady. So, but it would, you know, it would mean the world to me if she did. But, you know, when you've got these fans, you know, when you've got people, and like, I don't know, you know, one day somebody might be like waiting with bated breath for my reply, but I doubt it. But anyway, I don't know. It might happen, it might not. So anyway, not for me to decide. So what was I saying? So yeah, I've just spending a bit of time doing nothing really, watching videos, like I say, catching up with a few. I'm not nowhere near caught up enough with all of the people that I follow. Normally I don't even get the chance to even follow, let alone catch up, because I'm working. But you know, having a week off, that all helps you do all of these things, doesn't it? So yeah, so, and then I'm gonna do some bit of craft tomorrow, maybe do a bit more content creation, and get a bit of DIY done. Definitely need to, I keep saying I'm going to change my name of my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload stuff to my Etsy, and I'm going to sell some stuff on eBay. So far, I keep saying it, and none of it happens. So I'm not going to say it's going to happen. I'm going to say I'm going to try. How about that? So I just want to knock this back a bit, because it's just not. It's a bit. You know, it's a bit white around the edges. The white is a bit white. That's unusual, isn't it? Being white. So anyway, that's what I plan to do. Obviously, time with the dog. He had a nice lie on the bed with me while the sun was streaming in through the window, so that was nice. The weather's starting to pick up. Tomorrow it's supposed to be quite nice tomorrow in the UK. So I mean, we're not talking tropical weather. It is February still, but you know, better than it has been. And I think it said about 15 degrees, which is no idea in Fahrenheit. So if you want to know in Fahrenheit, I know what. Alexa, what is 15 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit?
15 degrees Celsius is 59 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you go, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. So it'll be about 59 tomorrow. So, you know, like I say, it's not tropical, but it's not the terrible temperatures that we've had, which have been very much below zero for the last few weeks. But you know, this week it's picked up, which is nice. It picked up a little bit last week as well, to be fair. Means that I don't have to burn all that fuel trying to keep warm. So There we go. You see, it did end up with a green theme, didn't it? So I feel like I can't break it now. It's got to continue. I'll tear the edge of this because I can, and I will. And you know I was going to anyway, so I'm happy with that bit because it's quite a rough edge. Probably get covered up because what I'm planning to put on it, I think it might cover it up, but never mind. Put it on, and then we'll find out in a minute. 220. What else? What else have I done? Nothing much. Oh, look, Christmas. Should we put some Christmas on? Is it Christmas already? How many weeks to Christmas? Oh, don't start with that. I don't care how many weeks it is to Christmas. It can clear off for the time being. Do I want that bit on there? So maybe put that there. So anyway, I'm not using the Christmassy side. I'm using the other side. So I'll put that on there, I think. Well, you know what I'm like. I'm going to have to make that bit straighter, I think. I might put it that way round. Does it cover it up? Oh no, look. Every time I move it, I get a white spot. Oh, I'll have to put another piece on somewhere. Try and make that a bit straighter. At least. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I don't actually think I'm going to put the border on this time. This was doing the giant one, by the way, was inspired by Christina, who suggested I did a bigger one and then frame it. So I made the bigger one that you saw. I haven't framed it, but like I made the bigger one. I made it I actually made it so that it was 9.5 by 7.5, so that it would fit in an 8 by 10 frame. That's inches, not centigrade. No, inches, not centimeters. Dave, not centigrade. You don't measure distance in temperatures. So I made it, thinking it would fit in a frame. Although I don't have a frame to even try, so so I didn't. So yeah, what am I going to put there? Because I kind of feel like I've used a bit of different stuff all the way around, and I now need to, just put a bit of dark green from this. It's only little. Put this on here. Yeah, that'll do. I don't know. I didn't measure it, so might not do. Yeah. So don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. Well, time will tell, won't it? Like I said, I'd like to do a few more videos. Definitely want to do a few more videos and catch up a bit. Because I've been so busy at work, I've just not felt it. I've been so busy. I've come home and all I wanted to do is watch a bit of Netflix and fall asleep, basically. So I'm going to knock this back now while I can. And if I want to, put the frame in, I can, and it doesn't matter. I'm just going to cover this up. But I do really like these stamps. I've got a thing about doing these stamps at the minute, so that's another thing. Definitely a very autistic thing. That is having obsessions about things. So I can be a bit obsessive about stuff that I eat. So like I'll eat one type of thing all the time. I can be a bit obsessive about things that I do, about the things that I buy, about colourways. So, and the thing is, I'm just very self-aware, and so I know these things about myself, which in some ways is good, and in some ways it isn't, because I end up annoying myself to death. I feel sad about that video yesterday, because we were having a real good time. We were laughing so much. I might have to see if I can edit it and cut the end off, and cut the bit off where it all goes a bit wrong. So there's a little tiny bit of white there, there's a little tiny bit of white there, and I don't know whether to try and cover them up. I don't know. Actually, let's see what my picture. So the picture I thought about putting there was here. So I tore this out yesterday. I was going to put it on that other one, but I just didn't like it. It just didn't stand out enough. So I thought maybe this one might go. And what I did was I tore this out so that it had a bit of a background to force it out. And I've got to say, I really like that. So I might have that. And I also cut out a little silhouette. A little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Can you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Figaro. Whoa! Anyway. Oh. I'm so sorry. That's what happens. So it just happens. If I don't say it out loud, it'll have just gone through my head, and I'll have gone quiet for like 2 minutes while I got that out. I'm really sorry. Okay, right, yeah. So anyway, that's just life in my brain. So I do. Trust me, I do. I really annoy myself intensely because I just want it all to stop. And it's not like I have voices in my head. It's not, I'm not schizophrenic or anything like that. And just, well, perhaps I do have voices in my head, but like in a good way. So anyway, enough of that. I'm getting a very sticky page, so if I just turn over and get so that I don't like putting something face down on a page when it's sticky because it just ends up pulling all the goo up. So I'm going to put that on there because I did like that. I might just ink that edge so it just kind of picks out and I might go for something just a tad darker if I can find something. If I can move all the stuff out of the way so I can get to it. There you go. Done. So I used to keep it on this side and I've now moved it. It's now on that side. So to make it actually more accessible to a guest. So if somebody guests with me like Brian, well, when I say if somebody guests with me like Brian, it's only Brian because there's only Brian that I know really that does crafts. So well, like actually no in the real world, no. So anyway, so it was there. I moved it. We had a bit of a move around so that we could make it so that he could also reach things without having to say, Dave, can you post me that? Dave, can you post me that? Because it's really doing anything where you stop crafting is really bad for you, for your creative flow. So that's why I always say, if you've got a blank page, just go for it and do something, and like you'll eventually find what you like. So, that's why I didn't worry about whether I was going to have a frame on this or not. I'll do it as though I'm not going to have a frame, and if I wanted a frame at a later date, I could have a frame. So, just on that note, let's just have a look what it looks like with a frame. Just for those people thinking, no, you want the frame, you need the frame. Because I don't know, I haven't checked. I definitely like the owl. Ooh, I like the owl. I think it's a real hoot. Oh dear. And then that's the frame. Now, do I prefer that? Go on, get in place, play the game. I like it. I don't know whether it actually... I think I prefer it without, actually. I liked it. It made it pop, but I don't necessarily want it to pop. Anyway, I'm going with my choice. Should I do this like this, or should I use the Xyron? Byron the Xyron. I don't use the Xyron very often. Maybe I'll get the Xyron out. So, no idea how long I've been going for, by the way. So, let's put the owl in there. You can tell I don't use this. This is just filthy. Where's my cloth? There we go. How disgusting. bringing that onto camera with that. Oh no, don't close that up, Dave. You've just trapped his leg. There we go. Byron the Xiron, thank you for that. Pop you back under the desk. So, and now all I need to do is I just need to rub it down so that it makes nice contact. Where's my card gone? It's gone. Oh, there you go. So, making contact, because this puts glue on the back. Those people that don't know what a Xiron machine does, they're very expensive in the UK now, because they're not shipped over here anymore, really. If they're still available for you in the US then, or Canada, then you're lucky. I might be coming to move in with you, because I love my Xiron. I'd use it more if I was sure that I could get replacement rolls for it. I think I've talked about this before, but I can't. Like the roll. The last time I bought a roll, it was something like 25 quid. I mean, you get along. It's about. I don't know how long the roll is. I wonder if it says. Does it say? 40 foot. 12.2 meters. So you get 12.2 meters, which is a significant amount of glue, to be fair. But I've now noticed that the price of it is about 40 quid. So, what's that? £1 a foot. I guess it's not a huge amount, but this would cost me 50p to do, whereas this will, if I glued it down with that, it'd be like a couple of pence. So anyway, this is the bit that you need to do on a Xiron. Might be the thing why people got fed up of it and thought, oh, I'll get horrible gluey strandy edges, but you just need to get trace around the edge, and it just cuts the glue off. That's why. So I love it. If you ever get a chance to use a Xiron and you don't own one, you'll know what I mean. You'll be like, oh, that's so easy. So then all you do now is you peel this bit back, and it'll pull away any glue from this non-stick thing. It'll pull away any glue that you don't need. So that bit's the edges of that are gluey. So we'll get rid of that. Put that in the bin. Or maybe it's just dropped on the floor, I don't know. We'll soon see. When I turn around, I got it stuck to my foot. And now it's broken the glue around the edges, and then all I need to do is peel this bit off, and this will be fully glued. Shouldn't leave any glue on the thing, which it doesn't. You've got a nice piece of wax paper there, which loads of mixed media people are constantly like, oh, really need some wax paper. I don't know what they use it for, though. I don't understand. Right, the thing is, though, you have to commit. If you are going to stick this down, you've got to commit, and there you go. I've committed. It committed for me. So, because once it got stuck down, you can't peel it off. It's not like glue. You could peel it away. You have to kind of say, right, okay, I'm happy with where it's gone. And if it's not the place where you expected it to, then it's just, you have to put it down to creativity. So that's there. Right, I'm just now because it wasn't in the right, I don't say it's not in the right place, but it wasn't in the place I expected it to be. I'm just going to alter the shape of this slightly, and I might have to then just re-ink those edges, just to kind of just make it look like I actually was any good at tearing, cutting, fussy tearing, that's what I meant. Okay, just take those bits off, and then just go back in with the brush just to kind of get those edges so that they look the same. With that nice dark bit on the edge. And then just popping that on there. Now where's my silhouette? Oh dear. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sharing his life from... sparing his life from a monstrosity. Galileo, 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 Figaro. Okay, shut up, Dave. Where the heck is that? Somebody tell me. Have I lost him? Oh, he's on the floor. It's all right, found him. There we go. So, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but in the UK, the Queen on a stamp and the notes and our coins faces to the right. The next monarch, okay, whenever that happens, so like, you know, eventually Liz won't be around, the next monarch will face the other way, will be that way round. So I don't know how true that is, but apparently that's what happens. So, you know, and Liz is a good age now. You know, we do love her to bits. Whether you're a royalist or not, you know, there is a certain level of respect for her. I wouldn't say I was a royalist, but I definitely have respect for her. She's, you know, she's been our monarch for like, what is it? Not 70 years, something like that now. So she's part of our history, and it does, like, I do sometimes think, wow, like we have a ruler, but we don't really, because it's a constitution. So she doesn't really tell us what to do. I'm going to pop that there, I think. I don't know whether it's too high. Maybe there. Yeah, there. Get me card. There's no points on it, but there's definitely an owl on it now. Well, look, you don't get points with Waitrose card. What it does is it gives you... You can have a free tea or a coffee in the... I don't know which way round I want him. I might want him that way. I think they have to face out from a stamp, so I'm going to put him that way round, I think. Glue him down with some of this, because it's a bit of a heavy piece of cardboard. I think what you get with a Waitrose card is you get free tea or coffee in the cafe, but of course that's not open at the minute. Or you can have a takeaway coffee, but I don't even think that that's available at the minute, because they're trying to reduce contact. So I'll pop him. He does look a bit weird facing the other way, but never mind. I'm going to stick him that way, facing the wrong way from the other one. But at least they'll be looking at each other, won't they, when they're next to each other? And the birds will. I think the birds face each other now. Where's that one that I've just done? Where is it? Where's me? Oh, it's there. There you go. They face each other. They face each other. I quite like that. There you go. So, yeah. So that's the one with a border, and that's the one without a border. And of course, you can put in that. You know, it looks like you've been through a franking machine. Looks like it's been franked. Frankly, my dear. So what I'd used for that was really, I guess, should we go with a black? Is black a bit severe? You see, I made one of the silhouettes with the stampy thing as well. That's the other thing I was going to show you, but I don't know what I'm going to show you on. Maybe just a bit of card, just a bit of cheeky card. So I just made one of these, and how I made this was very easy. So you know, I use this heat set foam. So I just heated it up, and then all I did was I pushed it into the what's this called? This hole. Pushed it into the hole, the shape that's left by the cutout. Pushed it down and just got that. So it's, I mean, it's, you know, it's a very rustic stamp, but you know, gives you that kind of a, like it's been around, bit smudged kind of look. Okay, so but on the other side I've got the wavy lines, so I'm going to do those, and just to give it that kind of authentic. And again, so when people have asked me where this has come from, the wavy lines are just off some corrugated cardboard packing that had got wavy corrugated cardboard on it, and I just thought, you actually sometimes get wavy corrugated cardboard on the outside of a cup, one of the disposable cups. So thing to do is, you know, take the cup apart, put it flat, and you know, get the image off that. So anyway, I'm going to go in with this and commit. Where did I put the other one? Maybe I should go somewhere different. I'm going to go on this corner. I'm going to go a bit wonky. There we go. So that's that. You know, I just think it adds something. I don't know whether you do. To me, it makes it almost kind of endorses it and says, well, you know, this is a stamp. And where's my other one? I might put this one on there, although that one's, yeah, it's only going to have a little shadow of a little bit of that. So this one is back to front, because I picked this up from an embossing folder. I think I told you about this last time. Picked this up from an embossing folder, so it kind of does show up as back to front, but we only want a bit of it anyway, so just going to put that on there. Anybody's ever had anything through the mail, sometimes your franking thing is upside down. Oh, there you go. I like that. Perfect. So let's put, oh, ding, round 2. Put those. The best thing to do is, if you've just inked 2 sides of it, put the 2 sides together. Otherwise, you end up with, like, you know, ink everywhere. Oh, look, ink everywhere. I might just give that a bit of a wipe before I carry on. So yeah, so that's the process video for making that. So let's just get these bits out of the way, because I know I'm a messy crafter. I realise that. You know, we've met, haven't we? So, you know. Sorry, Christina, I didn't put any of that on it today. Don't know what's wrong with me. I'm clearly not well. Didn't put any of that on. So there you go. So that's that. And then, of course, you can make the little ones. We made the little ones last time with the jagged edge. So I've forgotten about that, but we've done that before. It's clearly how my brain's working. So this is the other thing that I was thinking about, is making, you know, a little bit of a fold out, you know, journal card, and I might just do that with you next time. Where are the others? So these, then this one is a strip of them, and that was just really simple. That was don't have it. I thought I had one. There's lots of things on my windowsill, and you know, remember last time when I said I've tidied up and all my windowsill is clear, and it's, guess what, it's not now. Oh, it's there. So what I've done is I've cut, let's just move those out of the way for a minute. I've cut out loads of different ones. So there's this one, which is this. Yeah, this went a bit, my Cricut just went mad for a minute, and just had a bit of a mad moment, but I didn't think it made much difference. There's this, there's just the single ones. This is a frame to go over the top if I so chose to use this. You know, if I wanted a frame. It's a bit of waste. Then I've got a couple of little other stamps. You see, I told you I've become a bit obsessive. So these are ones that would fit in a 6x4 frame. What did I make them? I think they're 5.5 by 3.43. I think that was it was just the same ratio of dropping it down from the other one, so I didn't change it really. And then this is what I thought is I could have them like this, but fold this in the middle, so like it becomes like a little book type thing. And the reason I didn't have those two joined together is because, you know, when you fold 2 pieces of paper together, they don't quite line up at the edges, and I didn't want that with the stamp. So I might make that. Might might do another little video, or I might do I might add it on to the end of the other thing that I decided not to post in the end. I hope you guys have kind of enjoyed what I've done today. I hope also that you kind of don't mind me talking and being honest about my condition. I hope it doesn't make anybody feel uncomfortable. If anybody's watching that was around yesterday when it all happened, you know, don't sit there and think, oh, I contributed to that, because you didn't. You know, even if you were one of the people that said something, it's not you, it's the way that my brain interprets things, and I get kind of fixated about stuff. And you know, we're all learning together, aren't we? We're learning about each other as we go. So I'm just going to lay these out. See, look, I told you I've got a bit of a stamp fetish. Brian really loves these, by the way. He said he would pay good money for those in my Etsy store when I get my finger out and sort my Etsy store out. At least I know I've got one buyer. Brian. No. Well, I don't know. I might have to sell it to him, because there might not be anybody else. There might not be any more takers. Anyway, so there we go. It's the one I made yesterday. Well, finished yesterday, and it's got the frame on it. This is the one that isn't framed, that I made today. I made that yesterday as well. Those were made last time, and that's it. So there you go. So that's the other thing. I know that some people have said that they haven't seen it close up. So this is the stamp. So that's the one we've made today. This is the one we've made previously. That's the one I made on yesterday's doomed video. Okay. And the birds, by the way, are just out of a bird book that I've got from the charity shop, and just sat and cut out. They were nice big birds. Big bird. A nice big birds. I've got a box of big birds. So these have got bigger birds in. So I might do some. So these might have to be. Sorry, excited. These might have to be bigger bird. These might have to have birds on as well, because they might fit nicely on there. Anyway, they're in a nice tobacco box, which still smells of tobacco. Still like the smell. So anyway, yeah. So that's it. Anyway, so that stamps are all done. You might see a few stamps now, because I've got a bit of a thing for them. So these are my Fauxstage stamps. I hope you like them. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for keeping me company. As I always say, spread the word of kindness, and spread kindness through craft. We're a great community. We're definitely a good tribe. I found my tribe. Thank you for being there for me. I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. And so far, nobody's given me a reason not to. So you take care of yourselves. Love you all. Sending you big hugs to each and every one of you. And anybody that doesn't like hugs, that's fine. You can step away. Just tell me. You know, don't just step away because I think, oh, hang on a minute, I've got the wrong aftershave on, or did I put my deodorant on? Yeah, I love you all. Lots of kisses. Not as perky as normal, but you know, I'm sure you'll understand why. I just realised there's another stamp up there that I missed. And that's it. So you have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever time of day it is with you, and I'll see you in the next video. You take care, folks. Love you all. Bye.